next guest, he was born in Miami and raised in Venezuela from the ages of 3 to 13 years old. From Colombian and Venezuelan parents, he is an actor, a producer, and an activist. His name is Wilmer Valderrama. Has been making us audience laugh, listen, and think for nearly 2 decades. He is perhaps most recognized for his role as Fess, an exchange student on the Emmy Award-nominated series That's 70 Show, for which he garnered several Teen Choice Awards. Now, he is co-starring a TV series in CBS called NCIS, but he also has been dedicated to impact the world in a very positive way with an organization called Harness, supporting minorities and vulnerable communities in America. Our correspondent, Michelle Gidios Hakim, had the opportunity to sit down with him at the Soho Hotel in Miami Beach to tackle these issues. Here's the interview.
Thank you, Wilmer, for being with us today in the Millennial We show. Before we start to talk about NCIS, I want to talk about your path as a leader and outstanding social activist. I believe it all starts in 2005 with your film Fast Food Nation, and it brings us 13 years later until today with Hardness. How do you describe Hardness?
Well, first of all, thank you for mentioning, you took me back to that very innocent moment where I realized the responsibility I had with my community. You know, I thought I was just an actor playing characters and hopefully people liking them and telling cool stories, and then I realized that I was saying so much more with my characters. And throughout the evolution of all those years, I've been able to be part of a bunch of organizations like the Hispanic Caucus, the Hispanic Caucus, where we were able to create youth leadership programs. I've worked with President Obama on immigration reform, and one of the first ones to tell our immigrant stories through our Obama Organized for Action, and from climate to all these things. And I learned so much from what a lot of those organizations do really well, a lot of their vulnerabilities and a lot of the things that they really could do so much better. And when America Ferrera and Ryan Spears Williams and I created and founded Harness.
Today we listen, today we relate.
These are people who are seeking to fulfill their dreams, to build something great.
Came shortly after the election. I mean, everybody felt very deflated, and we thought we need to be in community. And in a nutshell, we invited all of our activists and incredibly aware artists, and we came to my living room at my home, and it was 70 of us. Wow. We literally put out the call and to 20 people, and 70 showed up, and they just needed to be in community. And we started talking about all the different movements, and we had a lot of representatives from the LGB, from the Native American community, from the Muslim community and all that, and we started having conversations about their efforts and best practices. And we realized that we had weaknesses and strengths, and that their weaknesses could be our strength, and our weakness could be their strength, and that we could finish each other's sentences, we'd be a lot more effective out there. So we created a network for us to create, a conversation that we can bring to the people that tell the stories.
So it has been so effective that you guys work with different communities and issues such as immigrants, human rights, mass incarceration, Islamophobia, amongst others. What worries you most about these communities today?
That the scare tactics would tell them that they are alone and that they are weaker than they actually are. They make them feel like they're vulnerable, that they're so vulnerable that they have to go into hiding, and that they have to take I would say a better word than uneducated, the unexposed, who has an interesting definition for our different minority groups. That's the one thing that concerns me, is that because of the scare tactics, and in every election cycle, there is an attempt at keeping them in their homes and not having them join the political process, because them united would overnight throw off any regime that would suppress the rise of minorities as a majority group. So I think it's an exciting time for us to talk to one another. If you're Muslim, if you're a person of color, if you're a person of any of any origin, and you can relate to the struggles of all different, you know, cultures, this is the time where you talk to one another. You know, if you're African American and you're Latino, you're fighting for the same thing. If you're LGBT and Black Lives Matters, you should be in the same conversation.
Okay, Wilmer, para terminar, ¿cuál sería tu mensaje a esa nueva generación de líderes, no solo en Venezuela, pero también en Estados Unidos, para que no pierdan la esperanza en momentos difíciles?
Que tengan la fortaleza y el bienestar mentalmente en saber de que cada generación
Sí.
tiene el idéntico momento que estamos viviendo. Cada generación, nuestros padres tuvieron, nuestros abuelos tuvieron. Cada generación tiene una depresión, cada generación tienen gobiernos que no los entienden, y cada generación tienen grupos que quieren, ¿verdad?, pues ofrecer lo que son como comunidad. Y pues que tengan las ganas de saber de que eso pasa como cualquier tormenta.
Que es normal, claro.
Que es normal, que cada generación va a tener un momento donde lo van a llamar a hacer algo más grande que ellos. Y tu responsabilidad es, ¿verdad?, a contestar esa llamada.
Perfecto. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros hoy.
Gracias.
Today we reflect. Today we listen. Today we relate.
These are people who are seeking to fulfill their dreams, to build something great.
Thank you for watching this interview. If you like it, let us know. Tell us what you liked and why. Let's create this engagement to grow our community. See you soon with another fascinating guest from around the world. My name is Ismael Treviño, and this is the Millennial Way Show, empowering the new generations.